Good evening, UC High. Thank you for tuning in to B14 News. I'm Nevin Axel. I'm here to give you tonight's breaking stories in Asia and the Pacific and what's going on over there after the Cold War. Coming to us first live from China, we head over to Andrea to speak about the communist movement and everything that's going on in China. What's happening?
Thank you, Nevin. Today I'm standing in Beijing, capital of China, bringing you the story of leadership of Chairman Mao. It all began in 1945 when civil war broke out between nationalists led by Chiang Kai-shek and communists led by Mao Zedong. The Communist Party eventually won in spring of 1949. To transform Chinese society, Mao undertook a number of radical programs. In 1955, Mao launched a program to build a socialist society. To speed up economic growth, Mao began a radical program in 1958, known as the Great Leap Forward. Farms were combined into vast communes, each containing more than 30,000 people. In 1966, the Cultural Revolution started, and Mao wrote what is known as the Chinese Communist Bible, Little Red Book. During the Cultural Revolution, the Red Guards were formed. These were bands of revolutionaries, mostly students and teenagers, who set out across the nation to eliminate the four olds: old ideas, old cultures, old customs, and old habits. Leader Mao Zedong only wanted one thing for China, and that is for it to be communist. Mao wanted to change Chinese traditions, such as marriage. He wanted women to have equal rights in marriage just like men. After Mao's death, there was a noticeable shift away from the revolutionary chair and a return to family traditions. Who knows what the future will bring for China? I guess we'll just have to keep tuned. Back to you, Nevin.
Thanks, Andrea. That was good. From China, we move over to Korea with Kiana to tell us about shifting power and the Korean War. What's up with Korea, Kiana?
Thanks, Nevin. I'm standing in the place where just a few years ago the Korean War broke out. From 1905 until 1945, Korea was a part of the Japanese Empire. When the Japanese surrendered in August 1945, the Soviets and the Americans agreed to divide Korea into two zones along the 38th parallel and to hold elections later to reunify Korea. In Korea, two separate governments emerged, a communist one in the north and an anti-communist one in the south. Tensions quickly escalated between the two governments. 3 more years of fighting produced no final victory. An armistice was finally signed in 1953. The 38th parallel remained and remains today, the boundary line between North and South Korea. As many as 2 million North Koreans may have died as a result of food shortages since the mid-1990s. Hopefully that won't happen again. Back to you, Nevin.
Wow, amazing. Thanks, Kiana. Well, now let's switch gears a little bit and let's head over to Melissa. She has a story to tell us about Pakistan and a short interview from one of Southeast Asia's rulers. Melissa?
Hello, I am Melissa. Today, East Pakistan declared itself an independent area and renamed themselves as Bangladesh. Being that East and West are very different. The West is dry and mountainy, like that. And the East is marshy and very dense in land, like that. And now an interview from Ho Chi Minh himself from South Asia.
Hello, Melissa. While I was elected president of a provisional republic, but France did not want to accept this government and seize the southern part of my country. My forces cannot be defeated by the French, leading them to agree to a peace settlement in 1954.
Thank you, Ho Chi Minh. Breaking news. Apparently, Ferdinando was forced to flee his country after 20 years in office. He was also accused of being part of the killing of Benigno. And to conclude, women in Southeast Asia are now encouraged to attend school and enter into new labor market, and not just that, but also newly independent states gave full legal political rights to women. That is all. Thank you and have a good night. Back to you, Devin.
Wow, great story. Well, stay tuned because we'll be right back after this commercial break with coverage on Japan's economy after the Cold War.
It's gonna get hot today. Grab an ice cold sun drop and show us how you drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it.
'Cause I got it going on. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
A thirst-quenching citrus soda just dropped coast to coast. Sun-dropped.
Welcome back. We'll jump right back in with Kirby to explain to us what Japan's political and economical positions are after the Cold War.
Thanks, Evan. Now let's take a good look at the politics, government, and the economy in Japan. Japan's new constitution was modeled on the U.S. Constitution. It embodied the principles of universal suffrage and balance of power among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. These branches helped Japan still stand stable as a democratic society. A big change did occur in 1993 when the Liberal Democrats were defeated on charges of government corruption. Mirohiro Hosokawa was elected prime minister and promised to clean up politics. Today, the central government plays an active role and the economy is widely accepted in Japan. Japan faces some problems in its political leadership. Unemployment and economic slumps also took over Japan throughout the 1990s.
Okay, stop.
The current Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi is a member of Japan's most conservative party, the Liberal Democrats, also known as LP. That's all we have for today. Back to you, Nevin.
Thank you, Kirby. Well, before we sign off, we have one more story, and it's from Kathleen. She's going to tell us what the Asian tigers are. Kathleen?
Thank you, Nevin. I'm here to talk about the Asian tigers. They are South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, and Hong Kong. The Asian tigers haven't imitated Japan in creating successful industrial societies. In South Korea, the Korean peninsula was exhausted from 3 years of bitter war. Two heavily armed countries now face each other across the 38th parallel. North of this line was the People's Republic of Korea, which is North Korea, under the dictatorial rule of communist leader Kim II-'s son. To the south was the Republic of South Korea, under the dictatorial president Syngman-rhee. Next is Taiwan. After they were defeated by the communists and forced to retreat to Taiwan, Chiang Kai-shek and his followers established a capital at Taipei. The government continued to call itself the Republic of China, but it was copied by Communist China.
3.
Chiang Kai-shek's government maintained that it was a legitimate government of all Chinese people and would return in triumph to the mainland eventually. Now with Singapore, it was once a British colony and briefly a part of the state of Malaysia, which is now an independent state, under the leadership of Minister Lee Kuan Yew. Lastly, we have Hong Kong. It's just like Singapore. It became an industrial powerhouse with standards of living well above those of other under areas in the region. Well, I think that's all for today. Take it away, Nevin.
Thanks, Kathleen. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in again tomorrow night for our next breaking stories. Stay classy, UC.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself.